everyone, hope everybody is doing fantastic. I had a phone call today off my mate who's in the junk shop, and he said, well actually it was yesterday, he said, I'm going tomorrow to pick up like a garage clearance possibly. I've got to work out a price. He said, so if you want to come over and take a look, I think there's going to be a lot of used tools. Anyway, I rang him this afternoon as I was polishing some hammers, and I said that what happened with the used tools. He said, I've been, Ben, but they're all new tools, so I don't think you'll be interested. I said, well, I'll come over and take a look. What time are you going to be back? He said 2 o'clock. So I got there at 2:30, and he was just unloading the van, but in the absolute rain, and he had to pick his daughter up at 3. So I had to buy all of this pretty much, and then I went back and I got a Dremel and a couple of other bits off him because I had to buy it all in the rain, you see. And I gave him almost what he gave for the whole lot, and he had quite a lot left, which I'll insert a clip of what he had left at the end. So without further ado, I'll quickly go over what it is. So there was a lot. It was all in boxes, so I just give him so much for a box. So this is a lot of sort of picks, very useful for in restoring tools. We got some Allen's Halfords Advance. We've got a set of these Wera stainless steel Allen keys, which are a bonus. I didn't know they were in there. This looks like there's quite a full set, and there's some more here which go quite up to some sort of bigger sets. What do they go up to? Quite a good size hex, that. So there's a few bigger ones and a few smaller ones. There's a couple of these cool little knives, Stanley one and this red one here. A little box of washers. These are quite cool. They're made in England. Scrapers in a jug, so that's kind of cool. Hardware, nuts and bolts, but they look to be quite good hardware, like the sort you use on bikes and stuff, Allen's, and so that's always useful. Little screw adapters. What's that there? That looks like I've only literally just got through the door. Lots of fine drill bits and more really fine drill bits and stuff. More hardware. I think the guy who cleared the garage out, he was plastic scrapers, little ones. So I think the guy who cleared it out was a bit of a hoarder like me, and I think he did a mixture of jobs, but he didn't do that many because it's all new. This Dremel, which is brand new, nearly all these tools are brand new. He hadn't used anything, but I didn't see anywhere on any of it. It's a Dremel 4000, which I'm not sure how much they go for, with looks like all the original Dremel bits, and they always a lot better than the. And then we got this Dremel cutter in a Dremel bag with the instructions, and I've been using my Dremel quite a lot, so that's good. I got an ultrasound cleaner, which is good. I do have one, but only a cheap one. So an ultrasound cleaner for cleaning parts, quite useful. You can see the water still on the top because it was absolutely chucking it down. So we've covered all that bit there. Inside here, we've got some what's inside here? Let's have a look. We've got some files. Look like, I'm not sure if they're cheap. They look like quite cheap Chinesey ones. Yoto. They feel pretty heavy duty. I think they're nice files. Wonder if they're made in Japan. So there's a few of these other small ones. Diamond files. So I think they're cheapies, just cheap files, etc. So I'll move them over here, get them out of the way. I got this glue gun with quite a lot of glue, different coloured glues as well. I do have a glue gun, but they're always useful. And these multicoloured glues as well. So a little Dremel glue gun. I got this Ghidorah set of ratchets. Let's have a look. What's in here? I haven't even had a look, to be honest. Let's have a look. Sorry about that. So these are Ghidorah, German brand. They are hex drive. Oh, and they've got some substitutes, which are 10mm as always. So yeah, so quite a nice little set, but it's not a full set because it's had some replacements. But I like the tin though, the German little tin. We've got these little punches, Clark's cheap leather punch set, which is kind of cool. That's always useful. I do have some punches, but it's always useful to have a set. I've got these 2 trowels, which are Marshalltown, made in the USA. And they're like the gold. So I'm assuming gold is good. Look to be quite nice ones. I don't do all that amount of plastering, but I do some plastering. Marshalltown, 25 years since 1890. Bloody wow. Yep, so 2 kind of cool Marshalltown trowels. They're always useful, and they're not cheap, those. We've got these mud pans, advanced mud pans for doing you know, bit of the old work. You can see the rain is still in the bottom of them. So we've got these 2 mud pans, which are always going to be useful for scraping off. I've never had those. We've got this, which is a very good, actually. I did have a look in this. A Rothenberger plastic cut, so they're for cutting 15, 22, ½ inch, and 1 1/4 inch. So 1½ inch and 1 1/4 inch. UVC plastic pipe, and I do have some of these. I remember they were quite expensive. They were like sort of £15 each, so that's quite good. We've got these diamond plates, diamond stones. As I want to say there, 250 grit coarse, 1200 grit super fine, and then we've got one here, and it says made in the USA 600 grit with this quite cool rubberized thingy. We've got these. What are these? Like little scraping sort of files, or no, gouges, maybe for woodwork, for wood carving, not too sure. We've got this sort of compound, polishing compound. Looks like it's made in the UK, so that must be decent. Chapstow. We've got this other combination sharpening stone. Looks to be not a bad one, made in England, so that's good. We've got this Stanley sharpener. What is this? This is a 3000 and 1000 Japanese sharpening stone. And then we've got here a, what's that? 8000 grit Japanese sharpening stone. I do have some Japanese sharpening stones because I used to be a chef, and they're not cheap, so they're always worth having. And the diamond plates are not cheap either. I do have some diamond plates, but they're always useful, diamond plates for sharpening. We've got this box of pliers. What's in here? Some little you know, flush cut pliers, little jeweler's pliers. I do have quite a lot of pliers, but I've got none in the workshop. Little flush cut, they're always useful. What are those? Those look rubbish. Draper Expert, a couple of little Draper Expert ones. These are very fine little pointed knives or whatever they are, so they're always useful. And then some more scalpel-y type knives as well. Oh, that's a good brand, that Mortimer ones. I bought some of those blades recently for cutting foam, and I think these are holders. So that's a bunch of fine work, almost like he was a jeweler, really. So that's kind of cool. So we've got, that's cool. We've got these here, which are for drilling points. You know, so you basically can center hole in when you're putting door hinges on. They're always useful. We've got this Veritas honing guide. I think the guy was a sharpening kind of guy, because he didn't have any expensive planes, just a couple of cheap ones, but he had a really expensive sharpening stuff. So that's always cool, made in Canada, which is great. And then we got this bit of leather here as well. Back to plumbing again. We've got a box of miscellaneous washers and plumbing fittings. They're always useful. I won't look in that or something. And then we've got, this guy was obsessed with mud pans. So I've got 2 more mud pans here. Stainless steel mud pans. Made in the US of A. So that's always cool. So 4 mud pans. He must have been planning on doing a lot of mud work. What have we got here? We've got this sort of like tray box. a Stanley Fat Max sort of container with the trays, so which is kind of cool, always useful. And we got this big box of like sanding gear. I mean, the guy must have been planning on sanding quite a bit. 320 grit, that's good. I do have quite a lot of Bosch sanders and multi-tools, so this will all be useful, so I just bought the box. This box has got a stapler with the various different size staples, an electronic staple gun, which is always useful, and then a load of these bags. One of these all emptied when I went absolutely everywhere when I was loading the car. We got 5 sets of leather gloves. We've got some clamps here. Still got water. We've got 2 quick release 4-inch clamps, 2 sort of generic clamps, and then 2 of these. These are really expensive, these really high force clamps. So I've got 2 of those. Quite happy with those. Oh, we're still not near the end of it. We got this like handy sort of catch-all full of screws, all different size screws. So this is going to be one heck of a guess the price this is. We've got this Makita, I'll put the code there, Makita router, looks to be brand new, with a plunge device, which is always useful. We've got this roller sandpaper, which is always cool. Sandpaper, I always go through sandpaper. We've got these Trend is a good brand as well. Trend straight edge sort of routering adjustables for clamping on work. So they're always useful. Sort of long one and a medium one. We've got this Marshalltown sort of scraper. And then this sort of propylene style squirt gun. Looks to be quite a duty one, that does. I think that's just the box. I got this off him as well, because my tyres are popped on my one. So this is basically a little, whatever you call it, thingy-my-bobby, trolley. So we've done all that. We've done the ultrasonic cleaner and the files and the miscellaneous stuff. Done all that stuff over here. The toolbox, sandpaper, and all that stuff. So it's just this stuff on the top here now. So we got these Makita knee pads, which look quite duty. Lots of wall plugs, Fisher ones, which are a good brand in the UK. We've got these 1/4-inch router bits, some reciprocating saw bits, and then some more reciprocating saw bits. We've got these chisels, marples, chisels, look to be like brand new. So we've got a set of marples and then a set of Draper Expert. I did pick this up out of him, which wasn't, well, it was part of the price, but I just picked up because it was a Paramo, which is a record. So I just picked that up, I chucked it in. We've got this box of hardware here. So we've got washers, bolts, hardware, all different sizes. Always useful to have extra hardware. And then here we've got miscellaneous hardware, small screws, different thread pitches, always useful. I don't know what they are. Weird washers, always useful. We've got some more wall plugs, which are also a Raw brand. And we've got this long wicks level as well, rules. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it, guys. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you inside this wooden box, inside this toolbox, and then I'll put some clips in at the end. I've tried to do it in as quick as I can, but it's quite a lot of junk. Alright, I'll see you in a sec. Right guys, I've just opened this toolbox up. We've got in it, on the first drawer, we've got these 300mm Rothenberger pliers, which are a German brand, and I've got some of those. And then we've got a little 7-inch set as well, which are always good. We've got 2 vice grip adjustables, nothing special, but 2 of those. On this side we've got a Monument, which is a British company, pipe cutter, always useful. And then we've got these like a generic set. They almost look like the snap-on old style, but these are Halfords screwdrivers with a bolster on the end. I'm not sure what this one is. Just a cheap Chinesian one, like multi-tool. We've got a German CK pipe cutter. So the guy wanted to cut pipe seriously, didn't he? We've got these sort of angle finders. I'm not quite sure what they're for. I think they're for cutting pipe, or I don't know. We've got a Hilker 10-piece 1/4-inch drive set. We've got some, looks like some adjustables in the bottom there. We've got a hacksaw, a cheap Halfords again, Halfords, which is a British company for mechanics. We've got like Chinesian hacksaw. We've got a cheap, you know, copy of Halfords, whatever. And then we've got, what have we got here? We've got some hacksaw blades. And then we got these other cheap copy of a vice grip or a mole grip. And we got some Tecton 1/4-inch extensions. Tecton are not too bad. What else have we got in here? Let's have a look. We got this vanadium heavy duty, made in Taiwan. So I don't think there's anything too great in this one. We got a tappera, whatever that is, drop forged. Kind of looks like a backhoe, that does. So yeah, so basically that's it really, an overview. The Rothenberger pliers are really worth having. They're high quality, and those extensions are not too bad. But it's generically, it's a basic tool, ideal for a second set of tools when you don't want to buy everything top quality. So yeah, I think we've been pretty much through everything, guys. A lot of sandpaper, a lot of consumables, a lot of screws, a lot of bolts, a lot of hardware, a lot of Zorzor blades and all sorts of stuff, lots of sandpaper. So lots and lots of useful stuff which can all be used in the shop, clamps and stuff. Yeah, lots and lots of and some high quality as well, Japanese and sharpening stuff with a Veritas sharp honing guide, which is one of the highlights. And then lots of smalls here, guys. So it's I paid him all in one price really. I just counted it up and went at the end, I paid him. Wasn't cheap, so don't put too low a price. It was a decent amount of money, but it's a lot of high quality stuff, so I'm happy to pay a fair price. And also it's his living as well, so quite a lot of stuff, guys, quite a lot of stuff, a lot of tidying up to do. Right, guys, so I'm going to put some clips of what else he had left, and put your price in the description below, and put the price what you think it cost. All right, thanks for watching, and don't forget to see the clip at the end. All right, bye. I'll tell you what, this is one of your best hauls ever, this. Gotta be, surely. Nice. I think that's where the money is. Ooh, in that. And it's got all the drill bits as well, masonry and extra chuck, and none of this comes with it. He's bought this all extras, I think.
Yeah, chuck with it,
no, not that's a conversion chuck. Normally it just comes with that. Oh no, it's got that picture on it. It must have. Yeah. Yeah. So these saw blades are good as well. Really good. Saw blades, screws, levels. Have you done these sanders as well? Planes. Have you done the two sanders here? What? These two sanders, they don't look wet, so I think you'd need to photograph them. A lot of scrapers as well. Wall plugs, more scrapers. This guy was a collector. Man after my own heart. Saw blades. Don't forget this Bosch drill in this bag as well. with all. It's got the chuck and everything in there, and all the bits. You got those two there as well. They look dry. You done them?
No, not yet.